What's up, decoders? Welcome back to the channel. This is a live stream. This is going to be hopefully no more than 30 minutes. I'm going to wait to see if anyone rolls in here, and then we're going to get started. But this is the kind of stuff that please stick around to the end of this video so I can get through all this so you guys understand what I'm about ready to show you, because I didn't even know that it was I did a video a few days ago. You guys are not going to believe, I am like mind blown, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through this without sounding stupid at this point. But you guys are not going to believe this. This is crazy. Like, I don't even know what to say. I got so much energy. I got the love of Jesus running through me, and I just want to share it, and I want to share the love. And man, I don't know how this happened. A lot of things have been going crazy in my life lately with my stepdad, and anyway, what a start to the video. Lots of energy, and just wait till you guys see what happened, man. Just wait till you guys see what happened. Did you guys raise your hand in the chat if you guys watched my video from 3 days ago? Raise your hand in the chat. If not, we're gonna cover that. Before I get to the new information, I'm going to quickly go over what I covered in my other video. But I'm assuming a lot of you already saw the other video I did on the 444 and the 528. And guys, I had no idea how what I was even finding at that time. I had no idea. All right, so let me try to explain it quickly. Oh, this is my video from a few days ago. Love hurts 528, 440, but I also mentioned the 444, okay? And notice I had Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? And why did I have Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Well, I didn't even know why until now. I do not even know how to even start this. I'm so like a loss for words. So I did this video. Let me just show you. So the premise was that during the first game of the NFL season, they stopped the clock at 4:44, okay? And this was on the 44th birthday of Beyonce, Jay-Z's wife, right? And this game featured the Eagles and the Cowboys, and they stopped it at 4:44, okay? For the weather delay. And later on, I mentioned how Jay-Z had an album called 444. And then this happened on his wife's 44th birthday, this game, where the Eagles, the brotherly love, with the Hurts, they won, okay? They won with a total of 44 points on the board, 24 plus 20, and they stopped the clock at 444. Jay-Z had the 444 album, okay? And then I showed this, okay? I showed how this all happened on the 4th, okay? The 4th of September. And I showed how in Gematria, the word fourth equals 444 and 528, okay? Well, I didn't know at the time, but I talked about the frequency of love being 528 hertz. And this 528 hertz was connected to this, the frequency, what they call the love frequency, 528 hertz. Well, Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Brotherly Love team, He plays for the Brotherly Love. Okay, now who is the guy who pioneered the research about 528 and love? It's this guy, Dr. Leonard G. Horowitz. This is his book, and this book was written many years ago. The book of 528 has finally arrived. So this is all, this book is called The Book of 528, Prosperity Key of Love. Key of Love. And so today, when I was watching one of his videos, I scrolled down, and guys, do you see it? Do you see it? 2 months ago, this guy who wrote the book, The 528 Key of Love, he did a video on his YouTube channel where he has the album Jay-Z 444 and 528. Guys, are you kidding me? I need some mind blowns in the chat. I need some mind blowns in the chat. I did a video just of a theory. I did a theory video. This was a theory that somehow the number 528 and Jay-Z and the 444 were somehow connected. And then the guy who pioneered this research 2 months ago, he has a video. He's talking about Jay-Z and the album 444. I didn't know this guy's channel. He doesn't know my channel. I guarantee you that. How in the heck did this happen? Unless I was completely on. I literally talked about the same thing because of this football game that happened just a few nights ago where they stopped the clock at 444 on Jay-Z's wife's birthday. And I showed you in the last video that the number 528, which is the number he writes about, if you go from the two Super Bowl quarterbacks, Hurts and Mahomes, if you go 528 days between, they land on the center point the same day. Okay? This is if you go 528 days before Hurts' birthday and 528 days after Mahomes. These are the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. Okay? Now, why does Dr. Horowitz talk about 444 and Jay-Z, and how does that connect to the number 528 Hertz? I'm going to show you. This isn't even about Gematria. I don't care if people don't believe in Gematria. Well, Gematria is obviously important, but I don't even need Gematria to prove how the number 444 is connected to 528. Let me explain. Why is he talking about the 444 and the 528? Look at this. I didn't even know this. So let's read. Okay, so when you tune to A444 Hertz, okay? Remember, in the last video, I told you that the Nazis set, or the establishment, they set the common tuning to A440. Let me show you. I showed you that the common pitch standard that they decided on to brainwash us, to keep us dissonant, was to select us and to give us A440 pitch. And the reason that this becomes, the reason that this A440 pitch is so dissonant is because when you go to the third note, you land on 741, which is the devil's tone. And remember, I showed you that in Gematria, Antichrist equals 440. I showed you that in the last video. This is the pitch standard that they decided to give us. But the reason that this is so off is because it's missing the 4, okay? Because when you tune, instead of tuning it to the standard 440, and you tune it to A444 hertz, the C becomes 528 hertz. Now, if you guys don't know music and frequencies, you guys might be a bit confused. But this is true. If you tune to 444 hertz, your C above middle C becomes 528. Whereas if you tune to the standard pitch tuning of 440, your C above middle C becomes 523. But again, we're looking for, again, Meatball, why are you confused? Tell me what you're confused about. How are you confused? Hold on one second. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Anyways. So this is the frequency. So let me try to explain this better, all right? The standard pitch tuning is A440. Okay? This is the standard pitch tuning. Now, when you're tuning to a standard pitch tuning, it's all about the A above middle C. And the middle C is what we're looking for here. When you tune to A444, then this becomes 528. Okay, the C, just read what it says here. The higher tuning, sometimes called divine frequency or love frequency, when A4 is set to 444 hertz, the corresponding C note vibrates at 528 hertz. So do you guys see now? Okay. Do you guys still get, are you guys still confused? Because I know if you guys don't know music and how this works, you guys might be confused. So there's an A note in a scale, right? And when you tune it, I don't know how to explain this. When you tune this to A as your 444 hertz, your middle C note becomes 528 hertz. So just understand that this is a true thing. This is literally what it is. If you tune to 444 hertz, your C note is going to be at 528. Okay? And this is why Dr. Horowitz talks about the number 444 and 528, because when you tune to 444 hertz, and why do you think in the football game, while Jalen Hurts is playing, they stop the clock at 444? All right, so here's your 444 hertz. Okay, this is what this is all about, guys. And because we now know that 444 tuning gives you a middle C of 528, again, this is undisputable, okay? This is clearly how the notes, this is how it works, okay? It's literally just look it up. That if you set your tuning at 444, you'd have a C at 528, okay? Because there's an A note, a B note, a C note, right? So when your A is set to 444, your C becomes 528. This is the premise. Again, guys, please like. Why do I wish I had so many more people watching this. This is so profound because, see, if you click on this video, So after he talks about how Jay-Z, again, 2 months ago, he talked about this. I talked about this 2 days ago. He said Jay-Z's 444 album. Go watch this video, guys. Here it is right here. This is the video. Guys, go watch it and see how I was talking about the same thing and didn't even know about this. Okay? But after he talked about the 444 album, he then talks about Beyonce. Because after that, Beyonce released an album called Everything is Love. And this guy, his book is the 528, The Key of Love. Now, in the Bible, Jalen Hurts plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. In the Bible, it's David who plays a secret chord. You guys remember the song? You guys remember the song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen? Well, in that song, he says David played a secret chord that pleased the Lord. The key in the book of Revelation, the key of the house of David is given hold on. Wait, the key of David, Philadelphia. The key to the house of David. In Revelation 3:7, I, the Holy One, the true one, who has the key of David, who opens and no one will shut, and shuts and no one will open, this assured the faithful church, Philadelphia. Okay? In the Bible, Philadelphia is the one who, the chapter about the church of Philadelphia is the one where he talks about the key of David. David is the musician who played the secret chord that pleased the Lord. Jesus comes from the line of David. So do you guys see how this all fits together? You have the city of brotherly love, wearing the green like the heart chakra, love. You have the hertz, like the love hertz, the frequency of love, 528 hertz. And this is where it all comes together, guys. Look at this. This is the most important part of this decode. Guys, look at this. The clock stopped in the Philadelphia game, the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, the key of David, right? Music. In Hebrew Gematria, the word key equals 528. Here it is, in Hebrew, not in English, in Hebrew. In English, the word the key equals 528 in 2 ciphers and 444 in Sumerian. Look at this. The Greek name for Jesus equals 444 in 2 ciphers and 528 in Sumerian. And Jesus equals 444, like gospel equals 444 and 528. Guys, I need some mind blowns. This is improbable. In Hebrew, key equals 528. In English, the key equals 528 in 2 ciphers in English. And in the other cipher, it equals 444. And remember, when we tune our instruments to 444 hertz, the middle C is at 528 hertz. So the whole key here is to understand, the key is to understand that when we tune to 444 hertz, The middle C becomes, hold on a second, I'm getting a, so look at, I just can't believe this. I can't believe it. All right. This proves that this Hertz thing, now let's type in what Tesla said about Tesla said the secrets of the universe could be understood in energy, frequency, and vibration. He also said the key, right? And when you look up the solfeggio frequencies, and so here's the solfeggio frequencies, and 528 is right here, okay? But 396, you know how Tesla said the key is the 369 code, right? Well, out of the solfeggio frequencies, 396 is the first one, 639 is the fourth one, and the top one is 963. Okay, so you see the 369 code here. Now on top of that, so if you have these 369 codes right here, and then you have your 528 right here in the middle, right below the 639, this also connects back to the keypad. We're talking about the keypad on your phone, guys. This is, again, talking about the key, okay? So look how the keypad on your phone is set up. It's set up for a specific reason like this. Here is your 369, here is your 258, and here's your 147, okay? But these numbers are, the solfeggio frequencies are reordered. Notice that the solfeggio frequencies, I showed you, there's a 369, a 963, and a 639, right? But remember, here's your middle frequency. What do you guys see here? You see the 528. So the center of your keypad on your dialing phone has the 528. Do you guys see how they did it here? Right in the center of your keypad is the 528 code. Right there. And this also ties to your 258 or your 285, right? But the main point is your 528 code is right there in the center. And this is the keypad, okay? Now, when this guy wrote this book, the book of 528, The Key of Love, now this guy is a whistleblower, and he's speaking out against the V words, right? But he's also talking about promoting the 528 hertz. Because again, they changed the frequency to a distorted frequency, the 440, right? But now we find out that in Gematria, Hebrew, 528 is key, and Jesus equals, look at the Greek word for Jesus, Isus, equals 444, 528, and 444. So again, why did they stop the clock at 444 in the Hertz game? When this, and remember, I showed you that the two quarterbacks, if you go between their birthdays, 528 days on either side, you land in the heart of their days. Now, let me bring all this together. We're talking about the keys, right? Now, when was this football game that ended with this game, the 4-4-4 game? It happened on September 4th, just a few days ago. How many days? What happened 528 days before the 4-4-4 game? Wait till you see this. Look at this. Guys, if you go from the 4-4-4 game and you go back 528 days, it lands on the key bridge collapse. It lands on the key bridge collapse. This bridge was called the key bridge. Let me restate this one more time. After everything I've just showed you, if you go back 528 days from the 4-4-4 game, it's the key bridge collapse. Do you guys understand now? This is all about the frequencies, and we've been missing it all along. No one's been talking about this. No one has been saying anything about frequencies. We've been looking into all these other things, but not once have we thought about, oh, maybe Tesla was right when he said, if you want to understand the secrets, think in terms of sound and frequency. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback named Jalen Hurts playing in a football game where the 4-4-4 stops on the clock. And if you go 528 days back, you land on the key bridge. The key bridge of all days. No, I don't believe that the 528 is the fallen hertz. I believe it is the hertz that we need to be on. I think the 440 hertz, the 440 hertz that we're all on right now, we need to kind of get off that. You know what I mean? You kind of want to get off that Antichrist hertz, guys. We kind of need to get off the 440 and go to the nature hertz. Again, I said this in my last video. Why is it that when you go out into nature, the sounds relax you? They make you feel connected to God, connected to everything around you. Because it's the true hertz. When we surround ourselves with distorted frequencies that are specifically designed to make us feel distorted, then that's what you're going to feel, okay? Now, not everyone's going to feel it all the time. Yeah, we are off key, exactly. How is the key also connected? Because the key is a musical, it's a tone. It's a key is not just, why do you think they also call a key also is a musical thing? See, it doesn't get any more perfect than this, because a key is also a musical term. In music theory, a key is a piece of a group of pitches. Okay? So not only does this work perfectly with like a key, like opening doors, like Jesus is the key, but it also works perfectly with the music. And remember, in Leonard Cohen's song, he said, I heard there was, and I heard there was a secret chord that David played, right? David was a musician, and Jesus comes from the line of David. I heard there was a secret chord that pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Now, what's interesting about this? The guy who wrote this song is Leonard. the guy who wrote this book about 528 is Leonard. Huh, interesting, right? So we got two Leonards here. We also have a new Pope, Leo. Now, there is a theory. Now, look at this. This guy who's all about the 528, he created a radio station with all your classic rock hits, which is tuned to 528. Look at this. So look at this, guys, right here. Right now, playing on his radio station is Bonnie Raitt. And it's supposedly recalibrated to 528 hertz. The free radio station, the doctor has proven 528 hertz frequencies of sound and light are therapeutic. The technology shatters the medical paradigm at its heart. This is the healthcare's most promising future. So, again, you have this. If you guys want to check this out, it's called 528radio.com. 528 frequency is a natural frequency. It's found in nature. 440 is the frequency that they chose because it creates distortion. Okay? 528 hertz is a natural hertz found in nature. Just go watch a few videos on it. There's plenty of videos where it explains these things. So, again, what is the coincidence, or what is the chance that in Hebrew, key equals 528? Right? And in English, I don't know if you guys understand how mind-blowing this is. In Hebrew, key equals 528. In English, the key equals 528 and 444. I mean, look, even the Greek word for Jesus and Jesus equals 444 and 528. This is the key. When you tune to 444 hertz, your middle C is at 528. So these numbers are associated with the tuning of 528 hertz. Because these two frequencies are located inside of 444 tuning. And Jesus equals 444, right? And his Greek name equals 444 in two ciphers. Do you guys see how Jesus equals 444 and the key equals 528 in the same cipher? Is that a coincidence? No. Do you see how the key equals 528 in another cipher and Jesus equals 444 in that same cipher too? Again, that is not a coincidence. Look at this. Look how every cipher that Jesus equals 444, the key equals 528. Or when the key equals 444, Jesus equals 528. Do you see how it's so perfect? Do you see how gospel equals the key? Isn't the gospel the key to Jesus? Didn't he preach the gospel? So, and then you just have to add the fact that in Hebrew, 528 is key, just in Hebrew. So you have multiple ways, multiple vantage points of how we get to the same numbers. And again, 528 days before the 444 game was the key bridge collapse. Like, that brings it all together right there. The key bridge collapsed 528 days before the 444 game. This game, which featured the city of brotherly love. It's the Church of Philadelphia, which has the key of David, right? So why do you think they have Hertz, Jalen Hurts, like a Hertz, playing in the brotherly love, and he's connected to Philadelphia, which connects to the key of David, which connects to love, which connects to Jesus, of course. I mean, yeah, this video should be shared to hundreds of thousands of people, because what they did here during this football game is clearly about frequency. It should be undeniable by now. Yeah, and Francis Scott Key wrote the national anthem, right? Francis Scott Key wrote the song that we sing at the football games. The first thing we do at a football game is sing the song that Francis Scott Key wrote. So there's a great connection. Thank you, Apache Ghost. Great connection. So again, and then just throw in this fact. Again, I want to keep reiterating this. The fact that these two quarterbacks are born in the perfect spots to lead to this date right here, 2/25/1997, is the midpoint. Okay? The midpoint, the heart. You notice how their numbers are 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, and 1? Well, that is the gematria of Jesus Christ. 1, 5, and 1. 1, 5, 1. So that's just another interesting. And don't forget that in the same cipher as Jesus, Mahomes equals 444. So I just showed you all this right here, right? All the 444s and the 528s. Well, Mahomes equals 444. So I don't know if this is again, also, if you guys want to check out this radio station, apparently all these songs are translated to 528 hertz. But yeah, anything we can do to make ourselves healthier, to take better care of our temples. God did ask us to take care of our bodies, eat better, not be surrounded by a bunch of frequencies that are going to distort our perception, distort our minds. If you guys want to look more into this book, you guys can read up on it. Also, in 1998, another lady wrote a book called Beginnings, The Sacred Design. This book is all about the Bible and numbers. And if you click it, so here's the book from this woman from 1999. This woman was far ahead of us, guys. She was doing Gematria in the 1990s. Look at this. Here's her book from 1999. She's doing Gematria. She's talking about the Gematria of Jesus Christ in Greek. I'm not going to go through all that, but this book is called Beginnings, The Sacred Design. And just to go down, what number does she talk about in this book? She talks about the earth and there's a lot of interesting stuff in here if you guys want to check it out. But what number does she talk about here? Let me find it. She talks about the atom and chlorophyll, right? The green pigment, like love is the green. Hold on, let me find it. It's ways down here. Okay, so here it is. She wrote in this book in 1999, she said, the number 6 and its double, 12, is the basic to transformation of light into living substance. It is the fundamental number of creation. The key that unlocks the number 6 is, in fact, Hebrew word for key, which adds to 528. Again, I showed you that right here. Key. So she was talking about this in 1999, this woman. This is a book, again, I'm going to keep reiterating this. This is a book from 1999. And she says here, the key equals 528. So she was way ahead of this. The number 528 is familiar to all of you, for there are 528 feet in 1 mile. So let's look that up. Okay, so here's another connection. There are 5,280 feet in a mile. So completion, travel. So she mentions this in her 1999 book. How does the 528 unlock the meaning of 6? One way is by multiplication. If you multiply the number 6 by 528, the product is 3,168. The number equivalent to the Gematria of Lord Jesus Christ. In Greek, Lord Jesus Christ in Greek equals 3,168. If you multiply 6 times 528, you get the Gematria of Lord Jesus Christ. Let's apply the key to the absence of light, or to the element of light. If you multiply, so light is all associated with 15 in the Greek. Therefore, let's use the key to unlock the number 15. Remember, Patrick Mahomes wears the number 15. So she's talking about the 15 right here. Anyway, let's keep going. When we multiply 15 by 528, we get the number 7,920, which is the Earth's mean diameter. Wow. So again, she's talking about some pretty crazy stuff. I know I kind of jumped down a lot of pages, but she's talking about the light, the light speed. She's measuring the earth and the sun and showing how God's creation is so perfect. Also that. But yeah, you guys can check out this book. I don't want to take too much time leading into this. So there's two books you guys can check out if you want. It's this one, the Book of 528, and then this one. It's called Beginning. What is it called? The Sacred Design. Now, I want to touch on one more 528 connection that kind of brings all this together. Now, the Golden Gate Bridge. And remember, Jesus came through the Golden Gate in Jerusalem. Remember, we talked about the Key Bridge collapse. When did the Golden Gate Bridge open for pedestrian traffic? Or vehicular traffic. Guys, the Golden Gate Bridge opened for vehicular traffic on 528. Now, why is that so mind-blowing? The Golden Gate Bridge, right, opened up on 528 for vehicles. Well, 528 we know is the key number, right? Well, what opens the gate? Did we not just get the Key Bridge collapse? Right? And is the other famous bridge not called the Gate? And you're telling me that the gate, that the key, so when you have a key, you can use it to unlock the gate, right? And the Golden Gate Bridge opened up for pedestrian traffic on 528. And again, if we go to Gematria, Hebrew, key equals 528. In English, the key equals 528 in two ciphers. And again, the Golden Gate. Now, if you look it up, if you just search this, does the Golden Gate resonate? Yes. Look at this. Look at this. This is just more proof. Yes, the Golden Gate Bridge has a natural structural frequency. But the audible singing, that people say that the bridge sings. You guys get it? So here is our frequency connection again. The Golden Gate opened up on 528 for the cars, and this bridge is known for having a singing sound. I think there's even YouTube videos on YouTube where you can hear the sound of the bridge. And in fact, if you go to the Grateful Dead, there's actually Grateful Dead Golden Gate bridge instrument. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Grateful Dead percussionist Mickey Hart. Heart, like love, like hurts. The heart frequency. Views the Golden Gate as a giant wind harp. And in 2012, orchestrated a performance using a scale model of the bridge, where he played a special structural sensor array along with the sonified sounds of the actual bridge. Guys, in the Bible, David plays a harp. Again, remember, the Golden Gate Bridge opened up for traffic on 5/28. Mickey Hart, which connects us back to love, he believes that the Golden Gate Bridge is a giant harp. And so this brings us all the way back around. I mean, you can even go look up the video of him playing this instrument. He's playing the bridge. And remember, where is the Super Bowl? Let me just show you. Super Bowl 60. Look at this. Super Bowl 60. Coming up next year has the bridge. This giant wind harp. And the first game of the season that leads to this Super Bowl featured Jalen Hurts and the 4-4-4. Okay? And again, I showed you that if you go back from this first game of the season, you go back to the bridge, it's 5/28 days. This is undeniable. Okay? This is the date. If you take away the day, it's 5/27. Well, the Golden Gate Bridge opened up for pedestrians on 5/27, but opened up fully to vehicles on 5/28. So, if you guys don't think this is all about the Golden Gate Bridge and the frequency and the key of David and the gate, opening the bridge and the gate, I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty clear. Again. And this all goes back to what I did just 3 days ago. I did a video about the number 444 and 5/28. And then this guy 2 months ago, he literally talked about the same thing. So I don't know. If you guys found this mind-blowing or even informational, please hit the like button and share this video, because please point people to my other video I did just a few days ago, and then tell them to go watch this video, which was released 2 months ago. And it should blow your mind. How is it even possible? How is it even possible that this guy talked about Jay-Z's 444 album 2 months ago, and then now this happened where I talked about the same thing and didn't even know? Like, literally, here's my slide. I talked about the same thing. So that to me is mind-blowing. And then if you add on all the other layers, like when you tune to 444 hertz, your middle C, your C equates to 5/28. And then in Gematria, all the 444s and 5/28s. Not to mention, this game happened on the 4th of September. And again, look at the Gematria of 4th. It equals 444, 5/28, and 444. What the heck? In fact, if you take this same thing over to this thing, it's the same Gematria as Jesus. You see? The word fourth equals 444, 528, and 444. Isus in Greek equals 444, 528, and 444. So I was already on this 3 days ago and didn't even know about all this. Didn't even know that the key equaled this and Jesus equaled this. It's just wild. Okay, so people in the chat are asking me which frequency. I guess some people just got in here. So again, the frequency that we're talking about here is that 440 I recommend you guys do a Google search on the 528. And in that video, he explains how Goebbels, if you guys go back and watch my last video, I explained how 440 is the frequency that they put us on for a reason. It's to distort us and disconnect us from natural frequencies. The hertz that we're on right now is the A440, okay? But when you tune your A to A444, it puts your middle C, it puts your C note on 528, which is really what we want, okay? So to answer your question, 440 is the distorted frequency that they chose for us. We need to go back to more natural frequencies if we can. I'm not saying stop listening to music, guys, and don't listen to anything ever again. I'm just saying maybe it's good to pay attention to these frequencies, okay? Remember, we have cell phone towers emitting frequencies. We have our telephones emitting frequencies. If you've ever turned on a radio station, your radio station works on hertz, guys. When your radio station is not picking up the right hertz, it will fuzz out. It will become static, okay? So it's just pure, simple science. How do you think they created radio? Who did create radio? Actually, let's ask that. Who was is it Tesla? Tesla, who invented radio? Well, of course, look at this. Heinrich Hertz. The discovery of electromagnetic waves, including radio waves, by Heinrich Hertz. Again, I tell you, it always goes back to these Germans. Always goes back to the Germans. So Heinrich Hertz. So why do you think your radio station in your car can do what it can do? Because it's all about hertz. Frequency. Notice he's got the HH. Oh, look at that. Heinrich Hertz equals 88, and his initials are HH, which is 88. Wow. So there's your 88. So that's crazy. But yeah, I'll have to look more into these guys. And I think Tesla, I'm pretty sure Tesla had involvement in this too. Like I said, I need to do more research, but I'll tell you what, though, these Germans are just too smart. All these Germans always creating stuff, always discovering things. Yeah, there's too much to read here, but I'm just explaining this because it all connects. Every time you get in your car and you turn on the radio, you're using hertz, right? You're using frequencies. So let me just hop into the chat for a few more minutes and then we'll wrap this up. So again, if you guys missed the beginning of this, you got to go back and watch this. You guys got to share and like this video. Come on. This is divine. We're trying to make our lives healthier and better and help ourselves out a bit here while we're still on earth. While we're waiting on Jesus. We're trying to, trying to get more healthier at least, right? Let's be at least a little bit healthier, take care of our bodies, not hit ourselves with a bunch of frequencies and not drive ourselves crazy. Hello to Maggie McCombs. Much love to you, Maggie. And hello to Susie. Yeah, you're right, Susie. I'm not saying you shouldn't you should just stop listening to music. I mean, come on. That's not realistic. But I'm just saying, well, I mean, if it's true, right, then this guy made a radio station called 528 Tunes, right? 528radio.com. Right now, there's a song playing by Linda Ronstadt, okay? Supposedly in 528. So if you want to listen to your good old rock songs, most of this seems to be rock songs. But they also have country, classic folk, oldies, pop, reggae, classic rock, classical, 528 hertz. And, yesterday, I also watched a video. This woman, so she talks about the key in this video, and she's using this 528 bowl right here. So again, I watched this video as well. Just trying to give you guys more options. This is Eshira Hart. Again, these aren't big channels, guys. I guarantee you these are not PSYOP people, because this girl only has 1.21K. The other guy only had 2.6K. They have less than me. So, and I will tell you that I tried to leave a comment. I tried to leave a comment on this guy's video. I tried to leave a comment on this guy's video, and it deleted my comment. So YouTube does not want this guy's info getting out, because he's very shadow banned, I think. Because I swear I left a comment, but look, it doesn't even show up. Like, my comment's gone. Either he deleted it or YouTube deleted it. I want to leave a comment on his video and say, I found the exact same thing that you found 2 months ago, and I talked about it in my video. Like, literally, we talked about the same thing. And again, this guy, he's only got 2.66K subs. See, his channel's not very big. My channel's 5 times this, or 4 times the size of his, which is crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And again, I didn't really plan. And again, don't forget to hit the like buttons, guys. It really helps me out. My likes have been down lately. I know that some of my information hasn't been great, but if there's one video that should blow your mind, it should be this one. I mean, I hope it's refreshing that we're not just talking about these rituals that they continue doing over and over again. We're actually trying to dig deeper. We're trying to dig deeper into the gist of everything, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go, for so long now, I've been decoding all these rituals, right? But now I want to go deeper, right? And I'm looking into sacred geometry. I'm looking into the Bible, the deeper things of the Bible, the frequencies. These are things that actually we can use in our toolbox. Like this frequency stuff, we can use in our toolbox to avoid being drawn in by a lot of this stuff we can in this world, right? Yeah, the heart of the matter, right? Yeah, we're trying to get to the heart of the matter. That's a good point. Thank you, not of this world. Much love to you. Glad to see you in here. And I'm so glad that I get to see new people in my chat. Ever since I came back to the United States, I stream at different times now. Oh, look, guys, it's 5:28 a.m. in Europe right now. Can anyone verify that? Anyone in Europe? I doubt there's anyone in Europe that's up right now, but if you're up and you're here, it's 5:28 a.m. there. So again, let's keep an eye on this 528 number. There's actually probably more. There's probably more to find, but I think the main point is that the number 528 is all about the frequency and the key, right? Oh, look at this. Thank you to Thank you to I don't know if I can say your name. Iqualuit 9. I don't know, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for the memberships, and everyone in the chat who got a membership from him. Make sure you give him a thank you. But again, guys, the best way to support the channel is also my Buy Me a Coffee, because don't forget, YouTube takes like 40% of whatever you donate. So I appreciate the donation on here, but just for future reference, I have my Buy Me a Coffee if you guys want to donate, or you can donate to my stepdad's GoFundMe for his accident. That's also, but thank you either way. I thank you for the super chats and the memberships. It's 5:28 in Africa right now too, huh? Yeah, yeah. The Great Wall of Zimbabwe is 528 feet diameter. That's a good one. I'll have to look into that. The Great Wall of Zimbabwe, huh? Hold on. I hope I'm saying that country right. I think that's how you say it. Let me see if I can find the 528 here. Somebody said in the chat, it's 528 feet diameter. Thank you to Not of This World for posting my Buy Me a Coffee link. Yeah, guys, if you want to also support the channel, instead of using YouTube, that link that she dropped in the chat, that is the best way, because YouTube doesn't take so much money from that. Oh, that's right. Isn't the Denver Nuggets associated with the 528 too? That's right, guys. The Denver Nuggets have that Denver has that 528. That's a good one as well. Yeah, the claim that the Great Wall is incorrect. I mean, maybe that's somebody wrote it was 528 in the chat, but maybe they changed it, or maybe it is incorrect. I don't know. Or maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. But I know that 5280, yeah, 5280 is all about mile high. Yeah, but think about this. The 5280 is connected to the Denver, Colorado. And this could connect to John Denver. We're talking about music again, right? John Denver, very famous musician. Well, Susie, I don't know if you were in here, but I showed that 528 days before this football game, the 4-4-4 game, it was the Key Bridge collapse. I don't know what happened 528 days before today, if that's what you're asking. 528 days. 528 days before today would have been March 30th, 2024. But the Key Bridge collapse was 528 days before the football game, which just proves it, guys. It just proves. It proves this, okay? Oh, yeah, so Dr. Savage, what's up, brother? Yeah, he's saying the elevation of Denver is 5,280. Which goes back to, so again, what is the chance that if you go back 528 days from the 4-4-4 football game, the Key Bridge collapsed, and this 528 is the gematria of key in Hebrew and English, okay? So there's that. And then what else I was going to say was that so we talked about the Golden Gate Bridge. But yeah, in this book called Beginning Sacred Design, she also talks about 5280. Like, look, again, this book came out in 1990. She was doing Gematria before most of us were even born. Well, not most of us, but some of us. I mean, I was only like 8 years old when she was doing this, so she was way ahead of us. Hey, look, guys, Zach Hubbard can no longer confirm that he is the first to do Gematria. I mean, maybe in the way that he does it, but she was doing Gematria in this book very many years ago. But yeah, she talks about 5280 right here in this book, right? Of course, she talks about that because 5280 is the feet, how many feet's in a mile. So I mean, like with this book and the other book I mentioned, I think I'm gonna have to get these as well because I need to read this stuff. Maybe I'll try to make a more digestible, because I don't know if you guys quite understood what I was saying when you tune to 444 hertz. Does it make the C set to 528? Yeah, see right here. If you tune to 444 hertz, the corresponding C note will be at 528. So it's as simple as that. This is why these two numbers are so connected. So this is actually what really brings these two numbers together, this 444 and 528. Because this is not gematria, this is actually the measure of musical notes, where when you set it at 444, you get 528 as the C note. Dr. Savage says 777 is found at the 444th digit of the Fibonacci sequence. Well, that's it. That's pretty crazy. So again, I think that's exactly why. And I didn't even, again, I made this video with this slide 3 days ago, and I didn't even know that when you tune to 444 hertz, it makes the C 528. I didn't know that. I thought it was kind of stupid. To be honest, guys, when I made this video, I thought I was reaching. This is why I'm so mind blown, because I literally thought I was kind of reaching by bringing the 528 and the 444 together. I didn't know why I saw them together, but I just thought maybe there was a connection. And then today I find out that they're clearly connected. And I had no idea. And it's connected in many different ways, the musical way and the gematria way. And again, all can go back to the Bible with the key of David, all that stuff. So the word, right? In the beginning, there was the word or sound, right? Exactly. How do you say a word? You have to produce a sound, vibration. Guys, how am I even able to speak to you right now? It's vibration. If Jesus is the word and the word was with God, that means vibration. Jesus is, if he's a word, he must be a vibration. It's impossible for Jesus to not be a vibration if he's also a word, because a word requires a vibration, which, just makes sense. Oh, and I forgot, guys, in Revelation, it says, Revelation, a new song. Revelation 14:3, King James. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount of Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, a voice, guys, a vibration. Do you guys get it? A voice. A voice is a vibration. You heard a vibration from heaven, as the vibration of many waters. And water reacts to vibrations. Just look it up. The water in our bodies reacts to the vibrations of these certain frequencies. And there was a voice of a great thunder. More vibration. It's all about vibration, guys. A voice is a vibration. Thunder, it's vibrating, right? I heard a voice of harpers harping. More music and vibration. And they sang. Okay, so more vibration. A new song, more vibration. So come on now. In order to have any of these things here in this verse, you need to have vibrations and sounds. Why do you think Donald Trump was shot in the ear? And just so you guys know, I gotta say this. Look what equals 528. Why do you think Donald Trump was shot in the ear, where you hear sound from? Vibration. But yeah, Trump does equal 528. So there's that too. I guess I can't leave that out. And remember who just died recently? Didn't Brian Wilson just die? Brian Wilson, who's famous for the song Good Vibrations. This song was released October 10, 1966. But yeah, the Beatles, Good Vibrations. Somebody mentioned that in the chat, so I thought I'd bring that up. Yeah, Dr. Savage, it was that was, again, great call from him when that happened. He was shot in the ear when the star Spica was occulted by the moon, the ear of corn. You guys know we just had a corn moon? You know, I'm really surprised nothing happened in the last couple days with anything. It's really surprising because we just had a corn moon. And in the you guys remember the Pocahontas song where they say, "You'll never hear a wolf cry to the blue corn moon." And we just had a corn moon lunar eclipse today and yesterday. But yeah, Dr. Savage talked about, but when Trump was shot, it was all connected to the corn, the ear of corn, Spica, or Spica, however you say that. So, yeah. But yeah, there was a corn moon. I didn't see any sacrifice. Did you guys see any celebrity deaths? I didn't see any. I am surprised. Let me just check CNN real fast before I get off here. Let's see if anything's gone down. Oh, it's all about Epstein today. Man, you know, these headlines are just getting super monotonous. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this stupid Russia, Ukraine, Hamas stuff and this stupid Epstein stuff and the stupid Trump stuff. I'm so tired of hearing all this stuff over and over. Really. Like, it's been, you know, the Francis Scott Key Bridge was the last, like, really worthy event, right? Like, ever since then, we really haven't had anything, like, really huge happen. Like, it's just been all the same stuff with the Epstein and Trump and the the ICE raids and the wars. But nothing ever comes from it, you know. So I'm just getting tired of decoding this stuff because it's yeah. But yeah, here we go again. We got another Epstein on the front page. Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you, Donald. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. So is this supposed to be a letter from Trump to Jeffrey Epstein? Democrats released a letter from the book bearing Trump's name. The president denied writing it. Oh my gosh. This stuff just it's so dramatic, man. Why do these people have to be so dramatic? You know who this guy looks like? Jeffrey Epstein. He looks like one of my favorite musicians, Jack Johnson. Let me show you this. Hey, somebody else has even talked about this. Look, I literally think these look like really close. Like, this is one of my favorite musicians, Jack Johnson. I used to play his music so much on the guitar. Speaking of good music and calming music, this guy writes good music. But at the same time, like, come on now, is that not like... He looks like Jack Johnson. Come on now. That's about as close as you can get. Like, here on the left is Jack Johnson. Here on the right is Jeffrey Epstein. He just looks like an older Jack Johnson. Anyway, that I always get a laugh out of that because it clearly looks like him. But yeah, if you guys have never listened to Jack Johnson, I mean, if you guys want like a calm music, like this is it, man. I love his music. Of course, he's from Hawaii, so he has that Hawaiian feel, very easy listening acoustic guitar. Maybe he's actually Jeffrey Epstein. It would be so funny if Jack Johnson was dressing up to play the Jeffrey Epstein part. I would just laugh because that would be so hilarious. I can't believe Jack Johnson's 50 years old now. Wow. The guy's 50 years old. Anyway, enough about Jack Johnson. That is not the topic I thought I'd be speaking about. But anyway, more distractions, more annoying stories on CNN. I'd much rather talk about the Bible and the frequencies and the key of David and the 528 code. Yeah, I don't know if he's Epstein either, but he really does look like him. But yeah, this stuff is way more fun to talk about than some stupid Jeffrey Epstein stuff. But do you guys want to know what, just one last thing before we get off here. Do you guys want to know what I think the Jeffrey Epstein thing is really about? Type in Epstein bar. So when you type in Epstein-Barr virus, now this virus is a human herpes virus and is one of the 9 known herpes virus types and supposedly is one of the most prevalent. And there was a guy I used to follow that said that almost all diseases, all issues that human beings have are because most of us have Epstein-Barr virus. Now, what do I think is really going on with Jeffrey Epstein? Because Jeffrey Epstein died behind bars. Do you guys get it? Jeffrey Epstein died behind bars, and there is an Epstein-Barr virus? So to me, I think this is a riddle for this virus that most people don't even know exists, and most people probably have this. Look at this. EBV establishes a permanent infection in human B cells. It is uncommon. It uncommonly causes infectious mononucleosis and is tightly linked to malignant diseases like cancer and autoimmune diseases. So Epstein-Barr is a permanent infection. Once you have it, it's a permanent infection. This is nothing to joke around with, guys. In fact, this might actually be the true COVID. Epstein-Barr might be the true thing you don't want to get, okay? Because Epstein-Barr is probably what causes cancers and autoimmune diseases, and it's a permanent infection. Okay? Look into this. I'm telling you, this is no joke. I believe this is the riddle with Jeffrey Epstein. They're trying to put this out there that they know. And look at the gematria of Epstein-Barr virus. Look at this. 216 and 216. You guys know what this number is, right? 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. You're telling me that Epstein-Barr virus equals 216 in both forwards and backwards? That's pretty sinister if you ask me. I mean, when you see a gematria like this, 216 in both ciphers, and that's 6 times 6 times 6, something sinister at play. So you guys need to look more into this, because if you guys are thinking, oh, Jeffrey Epstein's just all about this Trump and Epstein thing, I think it's about this. COVID, you shouldn't have to worry about COVID. I think this is the thing that we all have. A lot of us have this. I might have it. From what I understand, it's very prevalent and it causes a lot of issues. Some people just have it worse than others. It causes infectious mononucleosis, which is characterized by extreme fatigue, fever, sore throat, swollen lymph nodes. About 200,000 cancers globally per year are thought to be attributed to EBV. Wow. 200,000 cancer cases a year are thought to be attributed to Epstein-Barr. I mean, that's a lot. And I just don't think it's a coincidence that Epstein died behind bars. It's got to be connected. It's got to be. Yeah, Elvis connection. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216 in the same cipher as Epstein-Barr virus. So remember, Elvis was the first famous person to get the polio vaccine. Epstein-Barr virus equals Elvis Aaron Presley. In fact, look at that. Elvis Aaron Presley equals Epstein-Barr virus. And remember, Elvis, again, let's rewind. Elvis was the first famous person to get this. And remember, this happened on Bill Gates' birthday. And people in the chat are mentioning Attorney General Bill Barr. So, yeah, I mean, guys, I could probably do a whole decode on the Epstein-Barr, how it's connected to Jeffrey Epstein and Elvis and possibly to this Bill Barr guy. Roseanne Barr. Wait, who's Roseanne Barr? Oh, it's this lady from Roseanne. Okay. Man, she's looking old. Well, she is old. She's 72. So yeah, maybe this Roseanne bar is connected to this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video on this at some point. Anyway, I'm rambling now. We've been live for an hour and 30 minutes. Well, I hope you guys didn't get too sick and tired of me speaking. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before I end the stream. We're at 84 right now. 100 likes. And I think we can do it. So thank you to Bones Jones. Thank you to Mr. S. Thank you to Coincidence Theorist. Conspirazin, hello. Loved One, Honeybee. Thank you to everyone in the chat. If you guys want to support the channel, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And then my Buy Me a Coffee link, which is not in the chat right now, but I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. And thank you to all the supporters. And thank you to everyone for being here. And with that being said, it's late. It's time to go to bed. And we'll see you guys very soon with another decode. Take care. God bless.